primo visitor passare.
S-au tot deplasat dintr-o parte în alta.
조민씨 너가 너무 꼬리가 이게 너무 치시
Leave me, follow it down, and I'll just talk over it. Well, look, I'm outside Buckingham Palace, and Donald Trump, he landed in the UK a bit earlier on this morning, but he's going to be landing in Buckingham Palace very soon. It might happen while I'm on air, so try and go to that. The security operation surrounding all this is immense. £40 million the police here have had to spend on keeping Donald Trump safe. And if you have a look at the palace itself, something quite unusual. Some with binoculars, presumably snipers as well, just to make sure that everything goes to plan. There are quite a few people here keen to see and witness the president's arrival. I think some keen to protest, others perhaps more admiring. But his arrival has already been marred by scandal. Why? Well, because while he was still on Air Force One, perhaps by the time he got into UK airspace, but certainly before he'd set foot on UK soil, he'd already fired off some tweets, and he's reignited his feud with the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. Take a listen to what Donald Trump had to say about the man essentially hosting him here in London. What did he say? Called him a stone cold loser.
Called him a stone cold loser.
Yeah.
It's a Trump special.
We've already had response from Sadiq Khan's spokespeople. They've said that this is much more serious than childish insults, which should be beneath the President of the United States. They've had a long-running feud, of course. Sadiq Khan, Donald Trump criticised him for failing to tackle, as he saw it, levels of knife crime here in the capital, whereas Sadiq Khan's criticised Donald Trump's policies, among which is the Muslim travel ban. But already this is panning out like a state visit unlike any other. We're getting a sense that this is a trip where the pictures perhaps will tell one story. They're very much according to protocol, traditional. Perhaps if you listen with the sound off, it all looks like a normal state visit. But, of course, behind the scenes, when he's firing off tweets, he's giving interviews which are very outspoken, and perhaps when he happens to get to a microphone, well, he is telling a very different story. Ahead of the trip, he's already weighed in on some domestic issues that aren't normally touched on by US presidents. He spoke about who should replace Theresa May. He's already said that it should be Boris Johnson, another blonde bombshell, you might say. Some see him as the UK counterpart of Donald Trump. And by the way, his administration said that he wasn't going to comment on it, but of course he has. He's also given an interview talking about Theresa May's negotiation skills and the deal she's hammered out with the EU. Tomorrow is much more about work. The President will be hosting a working breakfast with US business leaders over at the US Ambassador's residence, which is where he's staying for the next 2 days. And then there's going to be a working meeting with the leader, the British leader, a working meeting which is then going to be potentially the wild card in this trip, because that's where he might touch upon the very controversial issue of Huawei. President Trump is unhappy that Theresa May still hasn't ruled out working with the Chinese telecoms firm. Trump says that there's links to the Chinese state, and that's what they're worried about. And there's going to be a press conference after that where we could have some very interesting comments coming from the president himself. That's one to watch. And of course, protesters. Protesters are going to be following the US president everywhere he goes on this trip. The Trump baby blimp is already, it's being prepared, and it's going to be hoisted above Parliament. Such a divisive figure here, and everywhere he goes there will be crowds of protesters. But I've also heard a few admirers around here as well, keen to see the president's arrival once he touches down.